That lady's front row Joe. She waited hours to get her arm signed by Donald Trump. She should have had her shirt signed because it's just going to wash off. I'm assuming she showers. They're all excited because of the recent Supreme Court decisions. And here's Trump talking about one of them.
Today, the Supreme Court, this is today. Today, the Supreme Court also ruled that President Biden is not allowed to wipe out hundreds of billions and perhaps trillions of dollars in student loan debt, which would have been very unfair to the millions and millions of people who paid their debt through hard work and diligence. Very unfair.
He starts off trying to make a point, and then he just starts rambling and veering off, calling Biden corrupt as a $3 bill. He doesn't know what he's saying. No one knows what he's saying. And then he ends up by saying he's just super corrupt, which is basically him deflecting about himself, but saying it's Biden, but Trump is corrupt, but he's calling Biden corrupt. But he keeps going.
You know, many presidents never get the opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court justice. I had 3. They are going. They are not happy about that. And maybe we'll get 3 or 4 more. Can you imagine? Let's get 7. Let's have 7 or 8 or maybe even 9.
There he is giving a speech in front of a group called Moms for Liberty. The irony being that these women are clapping his choices for the Supreme Court. Who took away a women's choice to choose? So even though liberty is basically freedom, these Moms for Liberty don't want your liberty. They want their liberty. And it goes on. And here's another Trump supporter getting even crazier. Watch this.
I think we heard that sleepy, creepy Joe is not even with us.
What do you mean he's not with us?
He's not with us. We're watching an actor. We're watching an actor masked up play the part because we got to wake up the people.
So if Joe Biden isn't president now, who is president?
We're going to find out who's president. We're going to find out the truth.
Well, I'm just confused. What does JFK have to do with any of this?
You'll find out.
But, wait, do you think he's still alive right now?
Do I think JFK's still alive? Damn right I think he's still alive. He's never died. JFK never died.
Wouldn't he be like 113 right now?
He'd be 106.
Oh, excuse me.
That clip has a lot to unpack, but the best part is at the end when the MAGA guy corrects the guy interviewing him and goes, he'd be 106, and he's very sure of it. And the truth is, that's the only thing he got right in the whole video. Yes, that's what we're talking about. That's the Q guy right there thinking, they all think that Joe Biden is dead and that something's going to be revealed soon. This all has hints of these church leaders that would get their followers to give up all their stuff, and they would go somewhere and they would say, Jesus is coming, and then Jesus wouldn't come, and then they would say, well, he's going to come another time where we're just testing you. That's what's going on with MAGA. And they have all these people, and these people vote. So if you're watching this video, I want you to make sure you vote. Because if you don't, these are the types of people who will be deciding elections. And you're going to end up with a Supreme Court that's going to keep taking away any progressive ideas that we had. The whole idea of student loan forgiveness was not some ploy to win political points. It was a promise Biden had made. It's good politically, but it's also good societally. The fact is that student loans are now ballooning. And the whole industry started back in the day when Ronald Reagan and those guys decided to start the private industry of student loans and increase the cost of schools because it was a good business. Before that, there was a lot of opportunity with GI bills and other things to send people to college. But once Ronald Reagan got in and his advisors were saying, look, the GI Bill used to pay for white men to go to college. Now we're starting to pay for hippies and people of color, and we're going to end up with an educated class that's going to be communist. So let's make it more expensive. Let's start this private business. And here we are now where people get out of college and they work the rest of their lives trying to pay for it. So the next time somebody complains and says, why aren't people pulling themselves up by the bootstraps? Let them know it's because we are making them impoverished coming out of college. The people that can afford to pay all this stuff for college are people that have money. So it would have been a good idea, but it got struck down. Affirmative action, another idea. Why not help bring people up from the bottom up? Why not people that are not as privileged? Why not help them bring them up? By the way, affirmative action did not work in a way where just a black student would beat a white student just because they were black. No, these were qualified and eligible people of color who might not have had the opportunity to go to Harvard because their parents hadn't donated or they didn't have the tutorial or the money for the parents to pay for their kids to take the SAT classes or whatever test classes you got to take to get into these schools. So Harvard and other schools were saying, let's reach into these communities and bring people in to our schools and create a future where people that are of lesser means might get a chance to come out of that, and yet struck down again. So a lot of bad decisions were made. Another bad decision on SCOTUS was made when they said that this person who didn't want to make the website for the gay couple, which, by the way, we come to find out, the person who supposedly had wanted the website made in the first place, the Washington Post has reported that that person was reached and he said, I never wanted a website made. I'm straight. I'm married to my wife. I don't know why they're using my name. So the whole case might be some sort of flawed case that hopefully is able to be decided. But whatever happens, this Supreme Court is backwards, and they want to take us backwards. And a lot of it's based in white racist ideology. A lot of it is based in extreme Christian right-wing ideology. They took a woman's right away to choose. And so if you're sitting here next time when the elections come around and you say, Joe Biden's too old, I'm just going to sit it out, just know that a lot of people didn't sit it out in 2016 and they voted for Donald Trump and he won. And that's how we have the SCOTUS that we have. So if you want to change and if you want progress, then vote, vote, vote. Otherwise, that QAnon guy who knows JFK's age, he's going to decide the election. It's on you, folks. Listen, take a break. Watch my comedy special. It's called The Birds and the Bees. I'm Maz Jobrani. It's on YouTube. It's free. Check it out. Peace.